What if everything you've been told about addiction is only part of the truth? You are not an addict. You are a soul that adapted to suffering the best way it knew how. Welcome to Strategic Recovery with Matt Finch, the podcast where we explore a bold new path forward for healing from addiction. A path that integrates strategy, spirit, and science. A path that honors your complexity and your power. This isn't just another recovery podcast. This is the new recovery paradigm. And it starts right now. Why we need a new paradigm. For too long, addiction recovery has been confined to a rigid box. You've heard the slogans. You're powerless. You'll always be an addict. If you don't work the steps, you'll relapse. But what if those ideas aren't the whole story? What if you're not powerless at all? What if addiction isn't who you are, but a response to pain, stress, trauma, and imbalance? Dr. Gabor Mate, one of the most respected voices in trauma and addiction medicine, says, the question is not why the addiction, but why the pain. Addiction is not a moral failing, it's a survival mechanism, a brilliant, though ultimately destructive, in the long term especially, adaptation to unmet needs. And so, the healing process isn't about shame, or labels, or eternal struggle. It's about strategy, restoration, reconnection. Did you know that statistically, only 5% to maybe 10% of all people achieve long-term sobriety through abstinence-based programs alone? That doesn't mean the people failed. To me, it means the system failed to meet their full, customized, very unique needs. This is not a cookie-cutter disorder, this addiction, this substance use disorder. It needs strategic, holistic, science-based, and soul-based integrative strategies. We need more than slogans and meetings. We need a map of the whole terrain. So at this point, I want to tell you about one of the most profound, life-changing quotes I ever read by Dr. Charles Gant, an addiction medicine physician who was one of the pioneers in nutrient repair. He passed away several years ago, but his quote is, "Alcohol and other drugs are physical substances that cause physical changes to a physical organ, the brain. So how do we conventionally treat this? With group therapy and spiritual counseling. Yet the body component of body, mind, spirit is completely left out. Doesn't make sense, does it?" No, Dr. Gant, it doesn't. Thank you for giving me so many light bulb moments. Back when I was 32 years old at Mueller Holistic Addiction Counseling College. Here's another metaphor you'll like. It's the metaphor of the inner war. Imagine a man drowning in a raging river. The traditional model might shout from the shore, "Surrender! Admit you're powerless!" But strategic recovery says, let's throw you a rope. Let's teach you how to swim, give you a warm blanket, and help you discover why you are in the river in the first place. As the Buddha said, the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Addiction is not the enemy. It's the signal, the smoke from a deeper fire. Another example is the biochemical trap. Let's take alcohol. Alcohol raises GABA, your brain's relaxation chemical, endogenous tranquilizer, and spikes dopamine, your pleasure chemical. But over time, your brain downregulates these systems. That's why you feel anxious, restless, or depressed without it. It's not because you're broken. It's because your brain has adapted to a foreign substance. If the brain is the hardware, your beliefs are the software. Anna Lemke, MD, author of Dopamine Nation. Strategic recovery gives you the nutrients, the tools, and the rewiring rituals to restore your natural balance. Moving on, it's time for you to discover the heart of strategic recovery. What is strategic recovery? Strategic recovery is a multidimensional approach to healing. It's built on a simple but powerful truth. Addiction is not just physical, not just psychological, not just emotional or spiritual. It's all of it, which means true recovery must be holistic. It must address your brain, body, heart, relationships, environment, and soul. Strategic recovery is about understanding who you are, what you've been through, how your system adapted to survive, and how to rebuild yourself from the inside out. This isn't about coping. This is about transforming. Next, we'll explore the 5 pillars of strategic recovery, the heart of this new model. The 5 pillars of strategic recovery. Here's the foundation of the new recovery paradigm. 1. Biochemical. Physical. This is the root level, the soil of the nervous system. If your brain is depleted in dopamine, GABA, serotonin, or endorphins, or if your gut is inflamed, your sleep gets disrupted, your hormones flatlined, then no amount of therapy, meditation, or willpower will stick. We use targeted strategies like nutrient repair and amino acid therapy, brain type specific supplementation, sleep restoration, hormonal rebalancing, gut-brain axis healing. To rebuild the foundation of neurochemical stability, your brain must feel safe, energized, and alive, or it will keep reaching for a chemical shortcut. 2. Psychological, mental plus emotional. This pillar addresses trauma, beliefs, identity, and the inner critic. Shadow work, cognitive restructuring, emotional processing, subconscious reprogramming, somatic integration. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." In this pillar, we reveal and heal the hidden scripts that run your life. 3. Social, relational. We are wired for connection, but many of us carry wounds of abandonment, betrayal, or codependency. This pillar is about building healthy support systems, setting boundaries, communicating effectively, releasing toxic patterns, relearning how to trust. As Johann Hari said, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. 4. Environmental, external influence. This is about designing your physical and digital life to support your freedom. We examine your home, your digital habits, your workspace, your routines, and your triggers. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. This pillar gives you control over your surroundings, so they support your best self. 5. Spiritual, metaphysical. Whether you believe in God, higher self, source, or universal intelligence, this pillar connects you to something greater. Meaning, purpose, forgiveness, presence, faith, surrender. From the law of one, each mind-body-spirit complex is a unique portion of the one infinite creator. The path back is through remembering, not achieving. Addiction disconnects you from your divinity. Recovery reconnects you, not just to sobriety, but to your soul. Another core element, we shall now explore the 5 phases of strategic recovery. The 5 phases of strategic recovery. Every journey has stages. Here's the phased map we follow. 1. Preparation. This comes before detox. It's about building readiness, safety, and a strategy. Most people skip this. We don't. 2. Detoxification. Clearing the body of substances, toxins, and inflammatory inputs. Done gently, intelligently, and with full support. 3. Repair. Rebuilding brain chemistry, gut health, emotional regulation, sleep, and energy. This is when the real healing begins. 4. Rewire. This is about identity shift, creating new thoughts, beliefs, habits, and routines. You reprogram the inner operating system. And 5, recovered. This is not the same as abstinent. This is a state of freedom, purpose, alignment, and vitality. Not just clean, fully alive. Moving on from the 5 phases, I want to go a little bit deeper into the concept of powerless versus powerful. Because in case you didn't already know it, you are not powerless. You're powerful beyond measure. Let's be very clear. You were never broken. You were never powerless. You were misunderstood, even by yourself. Dr. Anna Lemke says, the problem with addiction is not just using, it's the distorted reward pathway. To heal, we must reset that system. But you can reset it. You can rewire your brain. You can restore your body. You can recover your soul. And strategic recovery gives you the tools, language, and map to do that. All right, so we're getting close to the end here, but I wanted you to know about the 4 archetypes of strategic recovery. After that, we'll get into the 12 strategic recovery assessments, a few more sections on alignment, reframing, spiritual wisdom, and then the close, along with some actionable exercises that I recommend you get started on right away. The 4 archetypes of strategic recovery. We all walk different paths. Here are the 4 major archetypes we see in recovery. 1. The achiever, driven, goal-oriented, hard on themselves, needs to learn surrender and self-worth beyond performance, needs rest and flow. 2. The empath, deeply feeling, intuitive, often overwhelmed by others' emotions, needs strong boundaries and inner grounding, will benefit from constant energy protection. 3. The thinker, analytical, intellectual, often disconnected from the body, needs to feel to heal, needs embodiment and intuition. And 4. The seeker, spiritual, curious, always evolving, but easily distracted or disembodied, needs structure and follow-through, mystically driven, but sometimes ungrounded, needs integration. Knowing your archetype helps you customize your journey. They help you build a recovery path that honors your nature. Along with this, using what I've coined the 12 strategic recovery assessments will 10x your recovery efforts and leverage against addiction. The 12 strategic recovery assessments. To help you know yourself better, we offer 12 free online assessments. One of these I created and the other 11 other professionals created. And we're going to go deep into these in future episodes. 1. Highly sensitive person, HSP test. 2. Empath test. 3. Brain type quiz. 4. The 4 tendencies test. 5. Mood type assessment. 6. High sensation seeking scale. 7. Recovery capital scale. 8. Holmes Ray stress inventory. 9. Low hormones checklist. There's one for males and one for females. 10. Exhausted resource inventory, the one I created based on an NLP principle. 11. Dharma archetype assessment. And 12. 6 human needs assessment. These help you uncover your strengths, deficits, blind spots, strategic advantages, because self-awareness equals self-mastery. If you've taken my Fit Recovery 6-week courses, Mindset Mastery, SQ Mastery, and Mastering Supplements, you know I'm big into self-mastery, because this puts you on the highest timeline for you to achieve inner and outer alignment, which is our next topic to consider. The power of alignment. The goal isn't sobriety. The goal is alignment, biological, psychological, relational, environmental, and spiritual. When all 5 pillars align, you don't need to force sobriety. You naturally move toward peace, power, and purpose. As Rumi said, when the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Strategic recovery helps you return to that field where addiction has no meaning because you've transcended the need to escape. Next, here's how you can effectively reframe the struggle. Reframing the struggle. Addiction is a strategy. It's a survival mechanism that went too far. It was the best you could do at the time with the tools you had. But now, you have new tools. And more importantly, you have a new identity forming. One that doesn't depend on shame, struggle, or stigma. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Rumi. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Jesus, Romans 12:2. You don't heal by becoming someone else. You heal by remembering who you truly are. Spiritual wisdom for recovery. Let's weave in the timeless truths from mystics and sages. Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." Not sinners in the shaming sense, but those who are disconnected from self and source. Buddha taught, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Carl Jung reminded us, only the paradox comes anywhere near to comprehending the fullness of life. Alan Watts said, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And from Bra and the Law of One, all that you seek is already within you. Recovery is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to who you truly are. Beneath the addiction, the pain, and the programming. Want to go deeper? Pretty soon I'm coming out with an 8-week online course called The Strategic Recovery Code. Crack the code to lasting freedom from addiction using strategy, science, and soul. It's going to include video modules, downloadable resources, customized assessments, step-by-step integration, lifetime access, and more. Visit getstrategicrecovery.com to join. This podcast is your map. In future episodes, we'll dive into rewiring your brain after addiction, the biochemical root of cravings, the emotional root of addiction, shame, overwhelm, loneliness, building your recovery blueprint, strategic routines and rituals, the 5 pillars in depth, forgiveness, faith, and transcendence, as well as nutrient repair protocols, trauma-informed rewiring, shadow work and inner child healing, recovery spirituality that actually makes sense, real success stories from clients, anecdotes from my own life, failures and successes, tools to increase energy, mood, and purpose. You'll also hear stories, expert interviews, and community spotlights, because your path is unique, but you're never alone. Your invitation. As I said before, you're not powerless. You're a masterpiece in motion, healing, evolving, becoming. You're not here to survive. You're here to reclaim your birthright. Clarity, energy, love, meaning, sovereignty, freedom. So take a breath. You made it here, and your life is about to change. Here's my final words for episode 1. If you've struggled to quit, if you've relapsed more times than you can count, if you've felt shame, despair, or hopelessness, you are not broken. You are becoming, and your healing is not a punishment. It's a portal. When the soul is ready, the path appears. This podcast is that path. Welcome to Strategic Recovery. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe to the podcast, rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Visit getstrategicrecovery.com to join our free email list. Share this with someone who needs hope, strategy, or a new path forward. This is Matt Finch, and I'll see you in episode 2, Why You Relapse and How to Break the Cycle for Good. Until then, stay wise, stay free, and stay compassionate. To reiterate, you are not broken, you are becoming. You are not powerless, you are profound. You are not an addict, you are a soul on a sacred path. Let's anchor that now. Repeat after me. I honor the truth of who I am. I trust the timing of my healing. Put your right hand over your heart, if you're able to do so right now. I align my biology, my beliefs, and my soul. I forgive myself for what I did to survive. I am safe. I am ready. I am free. Breathe it in. Let it land. Here's your challenge before episode 2. As I said, this isn't just a podcast, it's a path. Here's your mission. Choose one of the 5 pillars: physical, psychological, social, environmental, or spiritual, and do something in the next 24 hours to strengthen it. Start small, but start now. Here's some examples. Take a walk in nature. Write a forgiveness letter. Organize your space. Reach out to someone safe. Sit in silence and ask your soul what it needs. The smallest aligned step creates momentum that rewires your life. In the spiritual life, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it is presence. P.S.S. Final thoughts. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your addiction. You are the awareness choosing what happens next. This is strategic recovery, where we don't just escape addiction, we design a life worth staying awake for. If this episode spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, leave a review, and visit getstrategicrecovery.com to take the free assessments and join the community. Until next time, be strategic, be loving, be free. You got this.